It's Sunday the 22nd of November, and this is the third weekend of the second lockdown, and we're going to go for a little walk without even getting in the car. This is Breville Castle, the biggest feature in the village. It's a Norman castle, but now it's a youth hostel. And from up on those towers, they used to hang people. There are pictures of it, well, it's a line drawing actually, with a gallows right at the top. Got the church there. The tower is a Victorian addition, I think. Used to be just a little church at one time. And that over there is the Pound Wall. They used to keep stray animals in there, and you had to go and pay to get them released. And that's where they have the bread and cheese ceremony. They throw bread and cheese on Whit Sunday from that wall. Got the beautiful Wye Valley down there. There is a river underneath all that mist, and the village of Landogo on the other hillside. Absolutely beautiful. More calling Orson. Come in, Orson. And into the woods we go. We've arrived at Slade Brook. It's a toothed stream and a site of special scientific interest. It is particularly muddy underfoot today. Got loads of edibles here. We've got goosegrass, some jack by the hedge, which is way out of season, and pennywort, which is poor man's cucumber. Woodhavens, thistle, also edible. Also edible. And bittercress, also edible. And this is Woodhaven's lovely licorice taste to the root. There's the castle on top of the hill where we've just come from, round about there. Is this supposed to be the quicken tree? It's an oak. Elf's got lovely dewdrops on his nose. He's eyeing up the sheep. It's wild campion. It's not supposed to be flowering at this time of year. We've walked down into the mist, but it's clearing now. It's about 11:15. That's Biggswood Bridge there that spans the River Wye. The buildings over there is what remains of St Breville's Halt, the train station from when the Wye Valley Railway used to run through here. The last passenger trains were about 1959, and the last few goods trains run up until early 1960s. This mist is so atmospheric. Incredibly old chestnut trees. What stories could these tell? We're now on the Offarsdyke footpath. It's a bit of a steep climb up through here. We're now in the Hudnals Wood, which is a free wood, and all parishioners of St Breville's parish, the parishioners of St Breville's are allowed to let their pigs roam free in these woods, and the rites are kept open with the bread and cheese ceremony, which is held every Whitsunday, where bits of bread and cheese are thrown from the pound wall in St Breville's. You can also collect firewood here, but you can only collect as much as you can carry out by hand. There used to be a lot of quarrying done in these woods, and they'd make the millstones for the cider mills, and they'd cut them out of the rock on this hillside and roll them down to the river to be loaded onto the trows which went up and down the river. Brockware and Landogo were both great cider producing countries, cider producing villages. Running hot water only came to people's homes between 1956 and 1958 in this area, and this was the well where actually my dad used to come and fetch water as a boy, and it's quite away from the house. He would have had to carry it such a long way, and nice stone stile there. And in fact, down over there we've put half of Dad's ashes. Hello, Dad. The other half's going to go up on top of the sugar loaf when we can get there out of this lockdown. The water from the well up above runs into this pool here. The dogs love it. This area of the woods is called the Hedge. This area here is known as Cold Harbour. I reckon this area is really quite fascinating. You've got roads leading to all different places just from this one point. The road to the left up there, up Sandy Lane, that'll go to Hewellsfield, Brockware. That one there goes to again Hewellsfield, Brockware, St Breville's Common, and down to the river eventually on various footpaths. Here we've got a road that goes down to the river at Biggswood and one that goes into St Breville's. Again, this road will go into St Breville's, but at the top there you can get down to Hewellsfield, down to the river. But this is the most fascinating bit of all. This leads to a field which is circular. It's difficult to see from here, but this is the hedge which is part of the circle. I'll post up a picture from the Ordnance Survey map to show. You can't tell that it's circle exactly because that hedge at the far end that runs there actually divides the circle by half. The meaning of Cold Harbour were possibly the remains of a partially destroyed settlement that travellers would use to spend the night, and traders possibly gathered there to do business. And another explanation is Cole was a wizard or a priest, and Harbour was a refuge or a shelter. So was it a place of protection or a secret place? And a poem from just over the Welsh border says, "Silver John is dead and gone and buried in Coal Harbour." This field also is on the lane line, which runs from the Queenstone near Goodrich, and it runs through the Staunton, Longstone, right down to the River Severn at the start of the Offa's Dyke Path. There's the footpath going up through there. That would have followed the ley line. Another theory I have is the fact that this road here leads back into St Breville's as well and connects with a road that's called Barrow Lane, and on it there's a really ancient well. So could Cold Harbour have been where there was a barrow originally all those years ago? Food for thought. Interesting. Most fascinating little area. Some contented cattle there. We're nearly back in the village now. There's the school. And here we are, back in the village. School to the left. This is the ancient Barrow Well, which is in Barrow Lane. Now, could this have been on the lane that led to a barrow? It's the end of November and there's fuchsias still flowering. Back at the crossroads in the village. And we're back at home. 4 hours after we started our 6.5 mile walk, right from the doorstep. How perfect.